Hello! Welcome back, everyone, to another round of Bingo 6 Survival of the Sluggiest. I'm going to be Yapper number 1, Drecky Warmer, here with Yapper number 2.
Sigma. And we are here to spin the wheel. Now, this time around, we have the classic duo of the veto from Gourmand and Saint from either of the teams. If you're not familiar, the way the veto system works is that we preemptively get a veto from each team, and that there's 2 slices on this wheel. A veto removes a slice from the wheel, which makes it less likely for that character to be rolled. So we shall see whether or not Saint gets picked, as it has been a trend so far, where they get vetoed and then they get picked anyway. But it doesn't look like to be the case. Looks like we're gonna
Survivor. It's a scoop of vanilla. Seems today Rain World wants. Yeah, it seems today Rain World wants some more base game goodness.
More of our poster boy, right here.
Yep.
Cute little white critter with black eyes. Plenty of them in the indie space.
Yeah, the Survivor doesn't have any special mechanics, but I feel like that still means people have made some very interesting boards since most people are very familiar with Survivor. Yeah. You don't have to compensate for like Artificers, RNG difficulty of the scavenger packs, or Spearmaster's lack of a mouth. So in some ways, it provides a nice, even playing field across the board for boards.
Indeed. It's definitely one of the more average experiences, because even Monk, even though they seem to be more like as generic as Survivor, it turns out that they're actually fairly unique, with a lower food requirement, higher rep, plus the whatchamacallit, like the spawns and stuff. They can't be lethal.
I was gonna go with the lethal bite. I think the only things that have lethal bites on them are stuff that naturally have 100% chance. So red lizards,
which you don't encounter unless you're crazy and you're leading them.
Naturally, yeah.
Naturally.
A little spicy, a little interesting.
So in that sense, Monk is actually a more unique character than Survivor.
I actually like Monk's world state better because there's a lot more bubbleweed, and I like going to submerged superstructure. But it seems everyone's cowards and doesn't have people go to submerged superstructure.
You like going to submerged superstructure? Color me surprised.
Yeah. Who could have thunk it? The person who added the Mooncloak goal.
It is implied that it is Monk, in fact, the one who gets the cloak to Moon. So it's all coming together. It all makes sense that you want Monk to be in submerged superstructure. Now we're gonna see the board fairly soon, and I can already get a little bit of a spoiler. We already know who the board creator for this one will be.
All right, I'm just doing some double checking, making sure everything is squared away. If this is the one we go with, it should be fun.
What is interesting here is that we know for a fact that there's a bunch of teams that have some sort of degree of specialty, or they're more comfortable on each Slugcat. Some people are more comfortable with Saint, some are more comfortable with Artie. They have these specialties, so it's going to be interesting to see that Survivor, being one of the Slugcats that no one typically has no specialty in, how is that going to fare out for this specific matchup. It's the more even Slugcat, where hopefully no polarizing experiences will happen. Looks like we'll be seeing this board just very, very soon. And by soon, I mean right now.
Oh boy, yep. And the name of this board is Around the World in 90 Cycles.
Jackie, who created this board?
It's checking the sheet. Looks like it's made by a Draki. Interesting.
Ormur? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's a wild and crazy handle they have there.
I'll start us
why
off
don't-
then.
Yeah.
All right, from the top row, we have, starting at A1, collect the outer expense color pearl, pin 2 blue lizards in different regions, enter outskirts, consume 3 slime mold, and bring a vulture grub through 4 gates.
In the second row, it's eat 3 gooey ducks, get 21 points with scavenger merchants, pin 3 centipedes in different regions,
Large
collect the safari unlock, Sky Islands safari unlock, and enter shoreline.
And then next we have enter chimney canopy, eat 4 mushrooms, earn the nomad passage, dodge a leviathan's bite, and pin a pink lizard in 3 different regions.
In the fourth row, pop 7 popcorn plants, deliver the cloak to Moon, store 3 flare bombs in a shelter, hit 5 creatures with bombs, and 110 points across multiple cycles.
And on the last row we have tame 3 different types of creatures, enter subterranean, kill, I believe, 6 creatures with death bits, consume 7 karma flowers, and store 1 color pearl in 5 pebbles.
Indeed. So there's a few different boards people have made. This one, I would say, is one made for traveling. It certainly incentivizes teams to be splitting up with a variety of goals that can be gotten in both a single place and goals that you can be gotten while traveling to that single place. We'll have to see if teams are going to be sniping each other or if everyone scatters to the winds.
It'll be definitely be interesting. I am seeing that the set spawn is the shelter that is fairly close to the Sky Islands gate. And right off the bat, you can immediately go off and get the subterranean enter goal or the shoreline enter goal, though that leaves you fairly stranded for the other goals around the board. But it is one of the options. It's interesting because they can passage back to the starting shelter at any point to go and try and get set goals. So we'll have to see how they employ that strategy, if at all.
We'll also see if anyone wants to immediately burn their passage so they can go to Sky Islands to get the chimney, or if they'll just go straight out through Industrial. So there's a lot of possible paths, and the player's decision right at the beginning could set the tone for how the rest of the match plays out.
It is generally nice that this board kind of encourages all kind of different directions, though I would be hard pressed to, and you can laugh at me if I am wrong, I would be hard pressed to see if the outer expense pearl is got, even though it's not too far into outer expense. Because even the gooey ducks, you can obtain those in subterranean itself.
Yep. Well, certainly each of the diagonals has a somewhat more long-term / difficult goal within them. The Cloak to Moon is also fairly out of the way, as well as the Pearl in 5 pebbles. The fact that it's not a Pearl in exterior, you have to actually go all the way to 5 pebbles. We'll have to see if people want to go either up the whole wall, or if they want to just do some grapple grub web slinging through the underhang, which could be another reason to hold on to your passage so that you can just passage out after getting that.
That is very much true, though it is worth noting that Even though it would be more convenient to enter it kind of from the underhand side, 5 pebbles, it is worth noting that that gate is Karma 5 for some reason. So you'll
Yes,
have to
it
be
is
topped up
very
on your
mean.
Karma. So it'll definitely reward the players that are doing particularly well, which is always nice to see on the Karma department.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is actually a very important match for how it plays out. Because we either know exactly how exactly who's advancing, or we will have a very interesting three-way tie situation. So both teams have got some skin in this game.
The stakes have never been higher. Now,
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
there's a few goals here that very much specify a region that you have to go to. But we'll have to see how interesting it's going to be in regards to the trading stuff to scavenger merchants, to eat the mushrooms, and the other miscellaneous goals that do not have a region that is specifiedly attached to them.
Yep, yep.
So this
Oh.
is...
It looks like the location was mistakenly not set. We are going to reset real quick.
Indeed. This
False start,
board
false
was
start.
crafted very much with the intention of having a bunch of decision making to do at the very start, because Pipeyard is very much like a central region, much like how industrial is. It connects to industrial and a bunch of other places like we were discussing. And so starting in garbage waste would have not been too bad, but definitely not the original intentions. And so we'll quickly be fixing that.
Thankfully, we're not butting up against a another match this time, so it's not too bad that we have to run this back.
Yeah, because we can keep kind of discussing the board. For the purpose of Pipeyard, it's also interesting that even though it's a little bit out of the way, not as convenient as some other scavenger stashes, there is in fact one scavenger stash in Pipeyard if you want to get a quick and easy access to a grenade. Even though that bomb goal, even though it doesn't specify to do it on a toll, if you wanted it in one go, you likely would have to be throwing this at a toll. Though I think even if you throw this at a toll, the scavengers need to be pretty clumped up together. There's a good chance that you throw it and you don't actually hit 5 creatures. So it is worth noting that we may have to expect for players to use 2 bombs.
And it is just period and not across, and not just in one cycle. So we could see someone do a moderate-sized bomb, and then another moderate-sized bomb. All right. Starting off again in the appropriate shelter. Everyone has their fashionable cloak, clothing their scuggy body. And they are off to the races.
I personally really love the cloak, especially because, and this is just to inform the people that are not familiar with how the cloak works, it does not actually take up any inventory slots. It is on the Slugcat's body, and therefore they can hold the normal amount of items as per usual.
Yes, it is a very unique item, which is why it was a pretty... it's been a pretty commonly used goal in many places, because it fits a nice spot of needing to carry something to a specific place, but it doesn't take up your very valuable and limited hand and stomach slot.
It also makes the Slugcat look pretty goofy.
Yes, they are.
And we
very
kind of
silly.
just love to see that.
The cloak also has some funny properties in that it has a respawn of what was it, like 99,000 cycles. So it takes a while.
It definitely is just a cheesy way to ensure that it doesn't respawn ever again. The same way that there's a few creatures that just have disproportionate amounts of health to ensure that they're never killed. Which is interesting that in that same logic, they kind of dropped that trend with the loaches being one of the few creatures that just straight up don't have health, which is interesting.
Yep. And so far, it looks like Blue Jai might be heading to Industrial, while Rain might be heading towards the Sky Island, because they're going towards the right. Loris, not sure where they're headed. It seems J-Slug was pondering, but hadn't paused. So they're probably chatting. Loris might be going to Subterranean or Shoreline, because they're kind of going down.
I'm glad to see Blue Jay reconsidering his options, because the room to the left is definitely not very much doable if you're not aware of how the movement through this room. It is pretty tough. You're gonna need a lot of spears embedded. But it looks like they're gonna give it another shot, but will unfortunately be disappointed that they're gonna meet a roadblock. Though
yeah,
now
you definitely need at least a spear to get up that first ledge.
you can definitely just movement past this room, but I don't believe it's a pretty tight and difficult way of going up if you're trying to do this, especially with no items, which is currently the situation. So going around is not too bad.
They do have a spear now. Unfortunately, they have alerted the eel lizard, which is now on their tail. Uh-oh. That's fine. Looks like just a couple stabs.
We have Rain. Rain has killed a large centipede. We'll see if they actually take the time. They are aware and have pinned, which is very good. The corpse is slowly but surely moving and pushing themselves out of the way. It is worth noting that you can, in fact, eat large centipedes as Survivor. Loris sheltering closer to the sub/shoreline.
Indeed. We'll have to see if they go left or right. Big options either way. The Dodge Leviathan, I believe they could actually get in Subterranean as well as Shoreline. I think the sub one spawns for Survivor. So they could actually get a good couple goals on that way. And actually also the store flare bombs. There's a couple of them down there if they want to be a little frisky with the Myros birds.
That is indeed the case. Looks like Rain was about to shelter just before they got their stream got blipped out of existence. And so they have. I can only hope that this means that they are aware of how high the karma requirement is for the Skylands Gate. And they're now sheltering a bunch instead of choosing to just blow their passage as it's typically seen to get to high karma.
They brought some rations in the form of the egg bug. Slug got chomped by an axolotl, but it must have been injured because they fell free, but they got an eel lizard right on their tail.
Eel lizards are quite a daunting creature. They're very dangerous, and even though they only have 2 legs, they can just choose to walk on the background walls.
All right, Blue Jai making their way up to the next leg of this difficult section.
Gonna need a couple more movement/spears, and
unfortunate.
I don't know if they have that. There's gonna be a huge time sink, though. It is kind of nice that at the very least 2 players, 1 on each team, are in fact kind of wasting their time on this. And so they're more or less even in terms of the amount of time spent here, though Sluggiest just took an unfortunate death. Loris is definitely heading towards some tunnel right now. I recognize this room. And so we'll be seeing Shoreline fairly soon. In 3 to 5 business days, actually.
3 to 5 business days, yep. And Rain heading to Sky Islands. We're going to have a very high and low with another pair of players going the middle path. We'll have to see if any of them have an eye on a specific row, column, or a diagonal bingo, or if this is just going to be a game of who can get the most.
Loris is going through a pretty sketchy path. There typically is a high amount of leeches. Looks like they were able to go through it just fine, though. I typically do not recommend going through the bottom there, but it looks like it worked out just fine. Looks like the Slugcrest is heading down. They seem to have given up to go to Industrial through the same path they were heading before, and this is very good to see. In the meantime, Blue Jay is reconsidering his options.
Yeah, they might have been looking for the alternate path, or trying to decide if they want to continue committing to this one.
Oh no, Slugcrest, there's nothing else at the bottom. You gotta take... You gotta take the room transition. That is mighty unfortunate.
The pipe yards do dig down to the center of the world, and the Slugcats cannot survive that fall. Rain... I'm wondering... Okay, never mind. I thought for a second they might try and bait that centipede to come with them into Sky Islands and then pin it.
That would have been such a long trek. It is a really long pole all the way up to Sky Islands.
True.
Now that you mention it, there's a large centipede goal of the 3 regions. I'm failing to see the 3rd region be anything other than Outer Expanse because it's sub and pipe yard, right?
There's industrial. There's centipedes there.
Oh, there is. Is there a large centipede there? I thought there was only small ones.
And
really, there's big centipedes in garbage waste. I'm actually curious.
Yeah, CO6, and yeah.
No, CO6 is just small ones. They have a chance to lineage.
They can lineage too, but I mean it's 50%.
An industrial.
Also chimney canopy. Down by the gutter. There's also the trick of taking a centipede through a gate and pinning it just to get credit in an alternate place. Loris going for their swim.
Looks like it's working out pretty alright. Some tunnel, while lengthy, is typically not too dangerous, so we'll just see them to be able to complete. Looks like Rain has entered Sky Islands. We'll see.
And Blue Jay at the end of the cycle makes it into the rest right past the spicy path. Kind of looked away. So I'm not quite sure what they did. Yeah. For a second, I was wondering if maybe they might have used the rising water, but I don't think they would have been able to get to the shelter fast enough.
Indeed. Very good. Nice to see that actually paid off. I was definitely doubtful that whether or not that would actually work. Now, very interesting to see where Blue Jay goes from here. Not immediately heading towards Industrial is interesting, seeing as they probably have enough karma to go through that gate. It looks like, unfortunately, Rain has fallen in Sky Islands.
Yeah, that is the downside of the pipe yard to Sky Islands connection.
No,
it is quite precarious.
Died again by falling. I believe they got stunned as they were falling down. Oof. And flopped around.
Oh, Blue Jay might be going to pin one of these pink lizards that spawned down here. Start working on that goal as well.
It's definitely a sketchy place to
dangerous
fight.
spot, though.
It is a pretty dangerous spot.
I would almost want to just kill them both and then pin their corpse.
With a single spear and this awkward place to leverage their corpses is a little weird, but it looks like it's working out all right for them, so long as they don't get lethally bit. Looks like one is down and the second one is just about to also get it.
Dangerous to stand up near the mouth of a still living lizard. Oh, they're trying to pin that one, I think. Trying to be a little spicy, rolling off of that higher ledge.
Hope they realize that they can, in fact, pin a dead lizard and it doesn't have to be alive. Okay, looks like they just killed the pink lizards for the love of the game, unless they're trying to look for a spear.
Yeah, I didn't see if they might have embedded their spear.
That's what I figure. I can only hope, because that is getting started on that goal would be very, very advantageous, because you would just get it in either industrial outskirts or industrial chimney for once, or in drainage.
Yeah, it's one of
even.
the easier ones. Uh-oh. Okay, that
Nice.
Rain almost got interrupted on their climb by the large centipede.
Indeed, we see the Sluggiest seemingly going the same path as Loris to get out. If this is a pretty safe and reliable path, I don't mind seeing the runners double up on going the same way, seeing as they can then split themselves off in shoreline towards different places.
True. Looks like Rain was looking to pin that blue lizard in Pipeyard, but accidentally embedded it into a wall. Pipeyard once again delivering on the awkward geometry, and they're just continuing on into the Sky Islands.
Don't slander my boy Pipeyard, I love him.
I do like Pipeyard.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they
Looks
found
like
a backup
Rain-
sphere. They might be going back.
Looks like this should be a fairly reliable kill here, and an easy
Yeah,
enough.
Blue Lizard's not known for their fortitude. And they get the victory spear.
Yeah. I'll definitely be sheltering this progress, seeing as blue lizards are going to be very common in either industrial or chimney. I forget if they're real in Sky Islands. I think there's like one.
I mean, I think
or
the
two.
biggest thing is making sure to shelter at the first opportunity inside Sky Islands this time, so that they don't get stuck in a death loop, because that can be very dangerous with these higher karma gates. Loris resting in Shoreline, so at least they've locked in that progress as Blue Jai has made it to Industrial.
The thing with sheltering in Sky Islands is that I believe they fell before reaching a shelter, so it's going to be a treacherous amount of parkour before they can reach the nearest shelter. Loris that has in fact entered Shoreline and will be locking that goal in once they sleep. Sluggiest seems to have decided to go towards Subterranean, which is a very bold choice. I wonder what they're going to do once they reach Subterranean.
Yeah, now the other option in Outer Expanse, if they don't want to burn their passage to get out, is there is the Outer Expanse to Outskirts connection. And it could be the way they are exiting there.
Indeed. And now that I'm looking at it, it's actually dawning on me how much there actually is to do in Subterranean once you actually look at it. Aside from the generic befriending goals, we have eat gooey ducks, eat mushrooms, and funnily enough, store flashbangs. Because there are flashbangs in Subterranean. I often forget that they are real. And also there is a merchant. So you could trade points to the merchant.
Oh yeah, there is the merchant down there. We see Blue Jai working on their mushroom consumption. They got the 3 of them down there in Industrial. They just need to find a 4th. Gonna be stuck in a bit of slow-mo for a while.
I don't think they're gonna find their next mushroom anytime soon, seeing as those are basically the only mushrooms in the entirety of Industrial. So they're gonna have to find some extra ones in some other region.
Indeed, indeed. It's almost like 4 was chosen very specifically in consideration of locations. But they could finish it off in Outskirts pretty easily. Rain making their way deeper into Industrial. Ooh, but kind of would probably grab one of those squid cicadas just for safety in some of these jumping regions, but
it's definitely the safer play, and looks like they agree as they're heading back towards. Never mind, they were thinking of killing that cicada.
They're gonna. Okay.
Perhaps thinking of killing it off, throwing it off the cliff. It is a funny quirk with the kill creatures with death bits is while you can in fact kill the creature with the death bit, the corpse, if you kill the creature and drop the corpse off a cliff, that will also count.
I didn't know that. Interesting. I feel like you could, for Dark Squid Cicadas, you could just... Oh, no! Rain
Unfortunate.
fell.
Has not sheltered, so they'll be having to repin this blue lizard. This is incredibly tough. The Sluggiest is passaging for karma. This is very, very sketchy, considering that once they're in sub, getting out of sub will be actually super, super difficult. And
yeah, they're
not
definitely
have a
committing
to
manually exiting We'll have to keep that in mind.
I suppose they can just
using
make it their home, seeing as, like you said, they could do sub goals and then they can just hunker down at outer expanse, so they'll have plenty to do. So it's not too bad.
It's not a completely dead end. They can always get out through drainage or those other ways. So it's not like they're completely blocked in, but it can be a little bit rough. Rain is saving a bit. Actually, Rain did preserve their pin Blue Lizard because they rested at the gate right next to there. Now the question is, it looks like they did kill the Squid Cicada and they're throwing it into the void.
It is. I like that they're thinking about this goal, but I would do this after I cross the gap.
Yeah, you might want to use those squids to get to a safer place, because this part of Sky Islands is very precarious, and you kind of need to be. If you don't have a Squid Cicada, you're almost needing to do a double throw boost just to be super safe in crossing over.
And that is indeed the case. I wouldn't worry about
things to be throwing into the void.
I was gonna say, because there's actually plenty of Squid Cicada, especially in the room next to the shelter in East Sky Island, closer to the chimney, where there's just a ton of Squid Cicadas that are ready to be thrown into the void.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous trying to throw the Centawing off.
Blue Jay got the shakes again and has eaten his 4th mushroom, so they'll be locking that goal in once they shelter.
Absolutely. Loris, close to sheltering in Shoreline, will finally reveal that one of them is over there. It's been a while since we've had a game where it's been a non-artificer, non-spearmaster board that's taken this long to lock in a single goal. I feel like once one begins, it's gonna start being a regular dong dong dong.
It is definitely going to start ramping up as the players have reached their respective variations of the starting location, where it is actually kind of interesting that we saw every pipe yard connection was used: sub, shoreline, industrial, and the Sky Islands. So this is basically,
Blue reveals their hand first. Indeed. But soon red is going to show where they've gone, and teams are all going to know that everyone has gone different directions. I am certainly very happy to have seen this happen.
Oh no, Rain! Unfortunately.
Oh no, and now they're below 4. I'm pretty sure the connection needs at least 4.
That is mighty unfortunate. I hope they. Oh no, they're starving.
Gonna starve.
If they know about the star flight with the Squid Cicada, then that'll actually make it easier for them.
So and I mean, there are Centawings, so they can get into a pipe and then just rapidly spear one to death, eat it, and fill up. Could be an option. So it's not bad. It's still very dangerous.
It is super sketchy, though they technically have infinite retries, seeing as when you die while starving, it drops your karma, but when you starve, it increases your karma, so you'll always be at the correct level.
Good point.
Now, Lawrence is currently searching for a Leviathan, I believe. Nowhere to be seen. Might as well just go to Moon, drop the cloak off, and then see if the Leviathan is filling up to it later.
Absolutely.
Now, seeing as every connection of Piper was used, I'm pretty sure that you are fairly giddy of this occurrence.
Jay Slug ran face first into a centipede and got the business end.
They took a handshake, like the clown handshake, where you do the handshake and then you get zapped.
Yeah, instead of a lot more funny, it was it was a lot more dangerous. Wow, I didn't realize how many peaches there were. Rain is actually almost completely full.
Hopefully they still remain in the starve state and use the Squid Cicada as a way to traverse fairly safely through these rooms. Though the Sluggiest died, I'm not too sure. Hopefully they still have enough karma to go in. Hopefully they can shelter inside of sub, because the karma requirement is fairly large.
Oh, it
See
is.
Laura's
It's Karma
on the way.
5. Yeah, that is.
It is Karma 5? Oh no, it looks like
dangerous.
Sluggiest needs to go
Oh,
and backtrack
no.
to shelter.
Yeah, okay, they got some food.
It'll
That
take a little
is
while, but
not so
hopefully
good.
they'll be able to get some gooey ducks once they cross over.
Yeah, they almost could also do a similar starve strat like Rain, because there are a good number of gooey ducks. You could almost eat yourself back to full. They are a little hard to get. Loris, though, going to be giving up their fashion statement to to Moon. So Red is going to get on the board and fire back. Rain making use of Star Flight, always a lovely, lovely mechanic, committing to actually getting into Sky Islands rather than greeting with the Void Pit goal, as Blue Jai makes their way to Drainage.
It's an interesting choice to go Outskirts Drainage system. I wonder where they're currently going. This is definitely on the way. Unfortunately, it takes a surprise lethal bite from the Salamander. I wonder if they were thinking of going to get the Intersubterranean goal and try and see if they can snipe that from the red team. Looks like Loris has dropped off.
That would be brutal to Slug if they lose out on that goal. It's almost like I feel like blue team might be a little scared that red is like on their heels because it's been so long. Loris has gone for a pretty long cycle without having sheltered since entering Shoreline. J-Slug having just a series of bad luck, kind of balanced by Rain also having their own series of bad luck, but Rain makes it into Sky Islands proper and survives their starvation.
It is very lovely to see, as we would not be wanting to see a runner get infinitely stuck. Now, looks like Loris has been able to finally lock in these two Shoreline goals, revealing, like you said, their hand to the blue team, knowing that someone is in Shoreline, and now the shaded goals and the Dodge Leviathan have both been compromised for blue team.
Indeed,
and
it
also
looks like blue,
eat slime mold.
Abandoning the
they need
the
Karma
play.
4, I believe, so they went to get food. We'll see if he actually just drops the drainage play, or if he continues to pursue it after they shelter. In the meantime, I'm gonna be very interested to see what Rain will get up to, because there's plenty of stuff to do in Sky Islands. They're currently not heading.
Oh, he saw the camo lizard. That's an excellent. That would have been just a rude camo lizard, but I don't think they're gonna be able to. Oh, they missed the rock throw. That would have been a nice void kill. Very easy one.
I definitely did not spot that white lizard, so good spawning on Rain for that. Though it seems like they're not heading immediately to Chimney Canopy, as seeing as the right path from that shelter would have led straight to it. Looks like they have unfinished business to do in Sky Islands.
Yeah, they could befriend a dark and white squid cicada, since they count as different creatures, and you usually just have to shelter with them. So they could shelter, get its friend, and then throw it into the void. They could be killing lizards, throwing them into the void. Chimney Canopy, though, is also a really good place for void kills, because there's all the camo lizards and the blue lizards near the echo area. You can kind of bait them out.
Oh,
and get them.
Unlock. Right. It is this way. That makes a lot more sense why they were going this way. It's also important to note that there are plenty of popcorn plants in Sky Island, so we'll see if they actually go and get those as well.
Blue Shy did get the ones in Industrial, but hasn't really committed to them. Oh no! Picked a fight with a green lizard, and the lizard bit back. Blue Shy sent right back out of the skirts.
Mighty unfortunate.
I think Loris is trying to get that jetfish out, and honestly, I would abandon it and get a new jetfish. It's just
you can come at it from above.
Is not very strong.
if you boost and get the jetfish from above, then you don't have to drag it up, and you can let the gravity do the work for you. But I suppose they're really thinking about the Dodge Leviathan goal, and they 100% want the jetfish for that goal.
Yeah, Rain though got by.
Oh no!
And had a bit of a tumble. Oh no! Just the area ball almost did it again.
Almost did it again. That is a very sketchy. I have personally died many of times there. If you're trying to go fast and you're just rushing around, that can 100% be a very sketchy area. Now, a nice
this time they get the camo lizard.
A nice kill with the death pit. As intended. Blue Jay pinned the pink lizard again. Hopefully,
nice.
He'll be able to get enough food to shelter, lock that in, and then head into drainage and get the last pink lizard pin in drainage system.
That would be pretty good, getting one of these wandering goals under their belt. It definitely seems like, because of how things are spread out and everyone going into the wins, this might be a situation where majority should probably be the focus of players rather than a bingo, because everyone's kind of got goals they're getting that are blocking other people's bingos. The Safari unlock blocking that row from red, entering Subterranean, taking that bottom row, where Rain getting the Void Pit will block it for blue and red.
Looks like Loris has been able to dodge the Leviathan's bite. Very good to see.
Heck yes. We'll have to see where they go from here, because if they head to Subterranean, they'll start doubling up with Slug and be in a very similar situation. But they could go perhaps to Garbage Wastes and do the trade, as well as try and work on some pins of their own, get to Industrial for how flexible that place is. The Chimney Canopy is still open for entering, so they could be eyeballing that too.
I feel like 100% Chimney Shaded Citadel would be the play to go for, seeing as we have each slime mold store flashbangs.
Ooh, good point. Flashbangs would be a lot easier. Slug locking in the Subterranean. They don't have to deal with the gate,
which was definitely the biggest concern. Also, a lock-in from Loris. Very nice to see. It is very good to see the Dodge Leviathan goal be locked in, because sometimes players get kind of caught up in that goal and never leave Shoreline. So the finished business with Shoreline has been wrapped up.
Now, unfortunately, because they rested in Shoreline, their Nomad progress is going to reset, since they rested in Shoreline twice. Slug, I think, is sitting at 1 point of Nomad, because they just entered Subterranean. It's their first rest there. Rain, I believe, has reset, or maybe only has 1 pip, because they went from Pipe Yard to Sky Islands. I don't think they've rested in Sky Islands twice. Blue Jay might be the contender for who might be getting Nomad, because I think they've been making sure to rest in a different region each time.
I'm not too sure if Nomad is on the top of the player's mind right now, though I will say that Blue Jay did have a pink lizard on his screen, but decided against trying to go for it right now, and instead decided to properly rest and lock in their progress. They have killed a pink lizard on the kill feed, though I don't think they pinned it to the wall, or
no,
they might have not had.
That was the pin that they pinned in Outskirts.
Well, they pinned one, I believe, in Pipe Yard, as we saw. And they did pin one in Outskirts, but I think that cycle ultimately failed. So they did not get that progress actually locked in.
Ooh, Rain, that's an interesting spot to try and pin that blue lizard. Yeah, he's waiting for it to go through the pipe. She's waiting for it to go through the pipe. That's a much better spot.
This is working out, but this is a very greedy play so far by Rain, because they have not sheltered with the Sky Island Safari, nor have they locked in any of the progress on the void goal, but it looks like it might be paying off.
I believe they stored a colored pearl in their
later.
stomach.
Yeah.
Ooh. Once they finish in Sky Islands, I'm wondering if their plan is to exit to Chimney, get that goal by entering Chimney, and then head to drop the pearl off in 5 Pebbles by going up Exterior.
It would definitely be the indication for it, even though there is just a color pearl on the way to Pebbles in any case. But
actually, in that case, yeah, the pearl for Scavengers is probably better because 21 points, 10 points for 1 pearl. They could just give them the Karma Flower as well, which would be a good chunk of points.
Ooh.
Oh, and then just the Cicadas delivering themselves.
Rain is eyeing up this goal. They're gonna get how many goals at once? 3, I believe.
I believe so. They have the blue lizard. They have the unlock, and now they're working on the void kills. Unfortunately, this survivor is too strong, and they're actually landing on the platform.
Looks like that'll be enough once they throw these off.
As long as they get credit.
Well, indeed,
just
they
feeding
will.
them just the bottom of Sky Island is full of Slugcats and squid cicadas.
Even though red team seems to be ahead right now, the tables will 100% be flipped. The blue team is gonna be pulling ahead, and red team will have their socks swept off their feet.
It's gonna be a pretty big swing. Jess is seeming to be taking some time to plan out what they're gonna be doing in Subterranean and strategize. Loris also seems like, well, they could still be heading to Shaded this way, I believe. Yeah, I think they are headed towards Shaded. So everyone's still split up. There is all sorts of plays that could be made here.
Blue Jay seems to be backtracking to Outskirts to finish off their unfinished business with the Pink Lizard. I have to wonder, where do you think, after Blue Jay pins this Pink Lizard in Outskirts, where do you think he would go?
I feel like you should head to Chimney because I know you would be doubling up with Rain. There's also the Karma Flowers. There's a lot in there. You can be getting Friend with a lot of creatures to get that bottom left. There's the bombing, which you can do at Atoll, so you can get it from the Actually, yeah, in the Industrial, you could just mug that. Yeah, you just get a whole bunch of bombs and just run out and bomb whatever you see.
That is definitely true. Blue Jay can and should probably go to Industrial for the multitude of goals that you just described. Now, will we see? Looks like Rain had the very intimate knowledge of realizing that corpses do in fact work for the purposes of that goal. I wonder if they know about the strat, like you mentioned before, of sleeping with the squid kids to tame them easily. It would be a pretty good spot to go for right now.
Did they spit up their pearl? Oh no! Tried to make friends and instead found a spear in their face.
Quite unfortunate. We see Loris locking in the fact that they're now in Shaded Citadel and they will now be working towards those goals. It'll be an interesting race between perhaps Rain going to the Merchant and Loris going to the Merchant, because Loris will be having a bunch of pearls lined up for them on the way to the Merchant, seeing as there's a bunch of common pearls on the way there.
That is a good point. We'll have to just see which merchant has the better Yelp reviews. Rain's certainly having a lot of trouble with scavengers so far. I believe they've died to them twice now.
Ooh, a stylish pin on that Pink Lizard fight.
Nice. Didn't even need to pre-kill it. This is a live specimen. Uh-oh, Loris not getting the pearls. Probably... Oh no, they might be tunnel visioning on the goop to block that top row and not thinking about at least grabbing a pearl to put in your stomach. Oh, Blue Jay could also grab a grub to be working on the grub through gates goal.
Definitely. in industrial, though they're a little awkward to get to in industrial, they're definitely there, and Chimney Canopy also has them right next to the industrial gates, making them a pretty good option. You mentioned blocking off the top row, though. It's a little silly to think that anyone would be getting the Outer Expanse Pearl that fast.
Yeah, I mean, you do want to block it and not make it so the Outer Expanse Pearl is the only goal to block it. Like, you want something easier to block it, but I don't think it's too much to like grab that pearl as you're running. Like, you got open hands. You don't have a lot of danger on that part of Shoreline to Shaded. I think it would behoove them. They might regret passing up those pearls for the easy merchant points, because you just need two pearls and a spear. And I believe sometimes you can even just trade what they drop to get some points. And so it could just be really easy if you bring two pearls to polish off that merchant trading goal.
Looks like Rain is stuffing the Squidcada in the shelter along with the black one, even if I believe this was unintentional. Yeah, just fell into the void.
I think I went into the black rooms.
The black rooms of the back room. Either intentionally or not, they're likely going to be getting 2 of the friend progress here. Assuming that the Squidcada that was thrown into the void counted, I can only hope.
I don't think it did.
It might have not. Yeah. But it looks like we're gonna see that the scavenger merchant will be starving for the pearls, seeing as both Loris and Rain might not be thinking about the merchant in the current position.
We'll have to see if Loris has their own scavenger problems as a pack shows up.
No! What is up with the scavengers? Why are they so aggressive today?
Yeah, Survivor doesn't have that bad of
they have neutral wrap. Yeah.
Did the players accidentally load in as artificers? I think Blue is the only one who hasn't died to a scavenger so far.
So I don't think I spotted Blue Jay actually pinning a pink lizard in outskirts. So I wonder if they've either forgotten or decided to not really spend that much time doing that.
Yeah, it seems like they're going towards shaded, but I think we might see the first square that is sniped out from underneath another player as Loris and Blue Jay butt up against each other.
It'll be interesting because Loris will likely get the Eat Slime ult first, but maybe Blue Jay can snipe Store Flashbangs perhaps, though he is taking this detour over here to open up some popcorn plants.
Perhaps. Oh no! Loris getting got by another scavenger. It looked like their spear went right through. Like, it looked like they tried to fight the scavenger, but their spear just got embedded in the wall.
Rain scavenger. Yeah, what? Playing whack-a-mole right now. Try to hit the scavenger merchant.
Peekaboo! Ooh, I'm here. Ooh, I'm here. Ooh, I'm not. Ooh, I'm here. Ooh. Oh, there he is.
Trying to trade the dandelion peach. The scavengers are not happy with that, but they're gonna trade the pearl, which is very good. Oh, has Excellency stolen or not? Looks like they might have stolen it.
They, I think they picked up what this merchant dropped to try and trade back to them.
Which works.
Oh,
Why
but
did
what
they...
came out was not a merchant.
I feel like am I crazy? The merchant midway through trading became not a scavenger merchant, but that might have been my eyes playing a trick on me.
No, the merchant went back and then came out of the den as not a merchant. He took his hat off and he's like, I'm no longer selling.
Even before that, I think it became crossed out, but that might have been just me. That pink lizard is chilling on the pole. No!
Dropped a delectable treat right in front. How could it not bite?
This blue lizard might still give them a chance to be safe. Never mind, they have taken the directive approach of not
Indeed. Loris once again making the trek into shaded for the mold, the glorious goop nutrients, so yummy. But Blue Jay is also resting within the darkened depths. have to see.
Oh, they are 3 out of 4 of the Nomad pips. We'll see if Blue Jay actually backtracks and doesn't go into Shaded. Maybe he went here just to get the pip for Nomad. Never mind. Smite me. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Never mind. Don't smite me. I'm alive.
All right. It looks like they're focusing on the Nomad for the center goal coverage. Now I think that's going to be an interesting play. It sets them up for that center column, but they're moving out of Shaded. I feel like the better play would have been to go to Chimney first and then Shaded, lock in the Nomad, and then you could be in position to go for the flashbang storage. As is, if Blue Jay pops that Nomad and Loris hasn't gotten the store flashbangs, they're already going to be thinking about hitting it.
I definitely agree. Going to Chimney before going to Shaded would have definitely have been the play. Now
Blue Jay playing it very non-threatening. I think they gave a pearl, or they gave something to a scavenger because I saw it drop its stuff. So they may just be preemptively making sure their rep is positive.
They definitely pacified one scavenger, but the others could still prove to be difficult. Now, to add to what you said, the grub between gates would have also been good to get a head start on, especially you would get the one in Chimney Canopy. So that goal is likely pretty far behind at this point to likely see it be locked in at all during this match.
Yeah, the grubs are gates, the real middle square of this match.
Looks like Rain got enough points from the scavenger merchant.
Oh boy! Now they just have to get home safely.
Storing a bomb for later.
I think Slug is getting turned around in the filtration. Might have accidentally been going to the depths.
I might have missed it, but we might have seen the sus room there for a moment.
Perhaps.
Hopefully Blue Jay is able to make it.
It's been a very back and forth match so far.
Oh. Indeed. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Though we have yet to see the potential of the Slug Christ here in sub. They still can very much do a bunch of goals. Oh, are we gonna see the very cursed and not very much seen shelter on Loris' screen, where there's a few flashbangs right next to said shelter? So we are.
I think we are. It's right there.
This is I never see this shelter used ever, so I'm really happy to see it used.
I forget it exists too.
Rain entering Chimney. Very good.
Has Fuzzy Peaches.
2 goals. Yeah. Rain is on a roll.
A downpour of goals, one might say, being gotten by Rain.
Is that a reference?
Rain reference? Huh? I feel like if Slug can get out of filtration, they will be in a much better spot. They've kind of been stuck in these winding depths. Red taking the lead once again, but
only
I think
to
blue
get snatched back.
Yeah. Indeed.
Looks like we are at a solid 7-6. 7 for blue team, 6 for red team.
Red still has 1 bingo open, the right side, whereas blue does have the top left to bottom right, as well as the left column. I feel like one of those two is easier as an option, but what do I know? We shall see.
You're but a silly goober. I can only hope that Sluggiest does in fact get a move on the filtration side. Once they get into main subterranean, they're going to be able to get a bunch of goals. The one that I like to see the most being got is the Gooey Duck one, seeing as that's probably one of the easier ones to get.
Yeah, now, the Gooey Duck's going to be great for them.
If you're Rain, there's a bomb in your stomach, but you can also go to Pebbles. What do you do?
What do you mean there's a bomb in your stomach and you go?
Because I imagine you're not gonna be hitting 5 creatures if you decide to go to Pebbles, because it's gonna be pretty awkward. But if you go down and you go to the stash and you already have a bomb, you're probably gonna go down. Or you could have chosen to go to exterior from their position. But looks like that answer has already been given to us.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they were trying to pin that blue lizard. That would have been a really spicy, unnecessary pin. The only thing that still has is pink. I feel like they might be going down to the chimney stash because they could get more bombs and they could get a couple here and there. There's still the total points up for grabs. Blue Jai, I think, is still missing some popcorn plant. And they might be storing this grub in their stomach.
Looks like that is the case. I don't see why else they would be going with it. But this will lock in Nomad.
Oh no! Rain's pink lizard fell into the void. No pin for you. Ooh, but that Nomad. I think that's going to be a pretty big one for blue.
Speaking of pink, surely Blue Jai. I can't quite tell, but I believe that he's 2 out of 3 of pink lizards. So you would figure he would be able to get it here in Chimney Canopy.
Oh, Slug praying and running right past an entire tangle of centipedes and almost made it through. Uh-oh. A vulture coming down to steal the pink lizard.
Looks like it worked
take
out.
Their spear.
Interesting doubling up on objectives. I wonder if things are being properly communicated between Blue Jai and Rain. I believe Blue Jai might have decided that they're spending too much time on the pinks and it was delegated to Rain instead.
Could be.
It's a little bit of a shame that Rain did not get as much popcorn as they probably could have gotten while in Skylands, but I wonder if Blue Jai has the most amount of popcorn of this match right now.
I think they do because they went up and got the 2 industrial ones while they were around. They've gotten the chimney one, but I'm wondering if with the Sky Islands, if Rain also gets the industrial popcorns, if that might push them up to the 7. There's also a lot of easily tamed creatures in industrial for Rain. I believe they got at least 1 pip with the white squid cicada, but you could go down and get the hazer or infant centipede to tame a blue lizard or a camo lizard and get some progress that way. And yep, Rain is storing a grub and
even a caramel lizard on the way to garbage waste in industrial. So I look at industrial as either the Dragon Slayer region or the Dragon Tamer region, especially with the hazer. It is very easy to grab the hazer from the lizard's mouth to use it for the next lizard.
Exactly. And especially because the befriend is, you don't have to like shelter with them. You just have to make friends and then you can continue on. Loris, I believe.
Rain threw a bomb, but the wrong way, almost blew themselves up. Tried to hit the vulture and the scav.
Would have been a pretty spicy play to get 2 without losing any. Oh, is Rain? They trying to bait it out, or they're going to call turn wall climb? Okay, they're just baiting it out.
Rain has already locked in the progress on the pinning the pink lizard, so I believe I'm not quite sure what they should be doing. They might be thinking of resetting the cycle to just get their bomb back, maybe? No.
I mean, they have the grub in their stomach, so they could just be running places. I mean, I would say go deliver the pearl to exterior and then passage, but with the bug deleting living objects from your stomach, passaging with it is not advisable. I feel like Rain should either go to the stash in Chimney to get more bombs and just hit things with them, or they should make their grub play by traveling. I think they're ahead.
Blue Jai is currently working on I believe they should definitely be working on points. Is kind of what I'm thinking that they're doing. Blue Jay is working on the grub goal though.
Oh, as well? Because I saw Rain put a grub in their stomach, too.
I mean, I don't see what. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I guess just for redundancy's sake, no reason not to stuff it in your stomach. But Blue Jay is definitely working on it, as well. Oh, Sluggiest has gotten the Eat Gooey Ducks square, and that'll be locked in.
All
Very
right.
good.
Glad to see J-Slug finally on the board, despite all of their suffering.
Sub is not a kind place to anyone.
It is very rough, but this is going to be a game where every possible square matters.
Indeed.
And they are pretty uncontested, so the fact it's taking them a good bit of time to get there is not too bad, because the goals available to them are the ones that are sort of pretty far out of the way. I feel like, given the state of things, they're kind of in a situation where they sort of maybe just go for the outer expanse pearl, then take the pit to outskirts, or try to leave through drainage. They could actually maybe work on the pinned centipedes, because they could get a centipede in subterranean. And I think there's there's some centipedes on the way to the pearl in outer expanse. So that'd be 2 easy ones. I don't know if they got a pin in pipe yard, but if they did, that would be a pretty sneaky 3 centipede pin play out of them.
I feel like the pinning goals, unfortunately, kind of fall back to the wayside in terms of the presence on the runner's mind. As that often happens. Oh, Rain gets launched by that tongue. Oh, gets licked again. Trying to get started on the... Oh, unfortunate lethal bite. That is unfortunate, because Rain had a substantial amount of points racked up that they have now lost. I believe they're back to the point where there is a bomb in their stomach now. So they might be going for that goal yet again.
Yeah, I think I just saw Blue Jay get 5 out of the 7. So they are very close to finishing the Karma goal. They went and got a colored pearl. I'm wondering if they're going
to farmerize. But
they
why?
could, if they have a bomb, if they've picked up a bomb, they could be bombing the toll to...
There is a farmerize stash if they really want to do that, though it is killing me a little bit that Blue Jay is not going for this last pink lizard pin in outskirts.
Yeah, just a little dying a little bit inside. Loris looking to get the popcorn plants in industrial. Having a little bit of trouble getting that little ledge up there.
Trying to line up this roll pounce.
Ooh. Not sure if I would have spent that spear, because it's a little awkward to go from... Oh, they made the jump. Hopefully, yeah, there's plenty of spear spawns, I think, up top, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Hopefully that is the case, but they might be reconsidering if they do in fact have said spear. In the meantime, I'm gonna be looking at Rain. Hopefully they're gonna be able to get stuff from the stash to help with their killing spree.
Yeah, and the one downside as these games go longer, and all the regions start blurring together, you kind of do start forgetting where you've pinned creatures sometimes. So that can also be a problem for our players the longer they put off actually finishing those goals.
I can only expect that's what happened with Blue Jay, where they're not too sure where they've pinned the pinks, though. Since there were 2 out of 3, Chimney Canopy was 100% a new region where there was a pink, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the play was there. Looks like Loris was able to get up and is now getting the popcorn plants. Very good. Blue Jay unfortunately failed the roll pounce and was sent back down, so he's going back up to go to farmers again. I hope he has enough karma, because I have not checked. It is karma 5 to enter farmers.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure what they would be getting over there. There's not a lot of friend options. I mean, I guess
Popcorn plant.
they could
There's
pen a
plenty in farm
centipede
arrays,
pin.
but
Like, there's a few things, but they're all out of the way. Rain making their way to. Yeah, I guess they're just going for points because they're just slaughtering this caramel lizard. They're not even bothering with the stash to get.
oh, they got
bombs.
it. They have it.
Oh,
They have enough to get the points goal, which is going to be very interesting. Now, if you are Rain,
That will
after
block
you get the
Red's
points
last bingo.
goal, that is true. If you get this points goal, do you think about going for bomb creatures goal? Seeing as you have a
I
stash
feel like you're right next to
you?
a stash. You would probably try and grab as many bombs as you can, because if you get 3 bombs, I think you can get. They got 1 progress from the pink, like at the beginning of the cycle. So getting 4 hits with 3 bombs is very doable.
Yes, I agree. And that will be a lock-in for Rain. Very good.
Yep. So red cannot get a bingo. Blue still has the top left to bottom right. It's still a very close game. 9-7. It's going to be kind of a race to the popcorn play. I feel like blue is very far ahead with Karma Flowers. I don't think red is going to be able to catch up on that unless they laser focus on it.
I agree.
Because like you'd need to hit all 3 of the industrial ones real fast. And then maybe hit the chimney canopy ones, and like you can get it in a close amount of regions. It's just
Blue Jay!
very big head start.
Pin this pink lizard. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Oh yeah,
He knows. He knows.
I want Blue Jay to pin this one in particular because this blue lizard has ruined so many of my runs.
He did pin one in.
No, it's still
That
worth
didn't
it.
tick up.
Morale victory.
It was a morale victory, but it is interesting. So he did lock in. Oh, okay. Rain has
bombed the garbage worms.
That's an interesting.
I think they bombed the garbage worms. I think that counted. I'm pretty sure I saw that ding.
Yep.
That would
do count
actually
as
be
creatures.
pretty interesting because there's like 4 garbage worms in that room.
So they kind of spread out. So I'm surprised that the AOE of the explosion actually hit all of them, which is very good. So now you have. So you've done the bomb goal. Where do you go from there?
I feel like you go for the easy goals because your bingo threat is there, but they are 2 very far away goals, and you can still work on the easier ones first. So making friends, popping popcorn plants, pinning the lizards. You might have Rain focus on the pinning while Blue Jay focuses on running the vulture grubs. Rain could maybe, like, after working on a couple small ones, end on going to Pebble Pearl, because I think Rain still has their passage available. So
They can get back up pretty easily, yeah. Yeah,
especially because with Blue Jay doing the grub, you would want Rain to be the one to go the far away that passage is away. I think blue does have an advantage to our current situation, but this is Rain World. Anything can still happen. And with blue actually being all over the place with their focus, I feel like if red buckles down and focuses very specifically, and they get a couple of these goals stolen out from underneath blue's feet, they can get the tempo back in this game.
I do definitely agree, though. Rain is lucky in that goal, inching ever so closer to a majority victory.
Indeed, indeed.
We shall see. So Rain does actually have, I believe, 2 of 3 pink lizards. If Blue Jay did not get this goal, I believe Rain can 100% go into Industrial right now and take care of the pinning pink lizards if they so choose. In the meantime, Loris has been working on the popcorn plants pretty diligently. I wonder if they're gonna go to either A, farm arrays to finish that off, or B, go to drainage outskirts where there's a popcorn plant there. I believe there's a few characters where that one isn't real. Let me check.
You know what Loris could really do? They could go
popcorn
get
plant is real.
the quick karma flower in outskirts, rest, passage back to industrial for the 5-cycle advancement, get the karma flowers at industrial again, and the popcorn plants, which I believe will replenish in 5 cycles. That could be the way they get back into competition with those 2 goals.
Indeed. For the viewers that don't know, passaging does advance the game time by 4 to 5 cycles, which allows you to quickly get certain things to respawn fast.
It might be the difference, and like it's a resource to use, and I think at this point in the game,
you might as well.
You really should use it. Yeah, like it, because at this point, if anyone goes to a long-term goal, it's because we're at the terminus of the situation. You're not going to be really passaging back, likely.
Like Rain has gotten out of filtration system, but it looks like Rain has finally decided to dive deep into industrial. We'll see if they can finish off this pink lizard pinning goal. I am so laser focused on this goal, you have no idea.
Yeah, Sigma wants those pink lizards to perish.
I do want, and I mean, you can pin them while they're alive. You don't need to kill them, but yes. The funny thing is that, is there a pink lizard in farm race for Survivor? Let me go quickly check that.
Oh no, says Slug. Died to another centipede hiding right in some background lighting.
There is no pink lizard, unfortunately, in farm race, so no pinning for Blue Jay.
I feel for Slug. They've been stuck in a death loop down here. Like you can get it in subterranean, the same shelter.
Subterranean is not kind to anyone, even on the easier characters. The traversal is just very nightmarish to deal with, even with Neuron Glow helping. Looks like Rain will be killing this ping.
Blue Jay messed up their throw pounce, and I think they can recover from this. I think they're going to need to touch grass, which is a threat in Rain World. Vulture, that insult to injury.
That's so funny. No. That is incredibly funny. Rain did get the pink lizard pin, but unfortunately got lethally bit by a green. In the meantime, Blue Jay, Mother Nature is beautiful. We saw birds frolicking in the grass. Isn't that great to see, Draki?
Majestic. So amazing. All right, Loris, backing away from the pink lizard. That is
a massive centipede on the Sluggiest screen. That thing is huge. That is one of the bigger overgrown centipedes I've seen. I'm
totally not a red centipede, bro. Trust me. Yeah. But hey, they can get some free glow weed from all the dead scavengers. So that's nice.
There's always something positive about murder.
Yay. Let's see. Looks like Blue Jay heading back to industrial, probably just tagging the easy regions for grub progress, maybe checking on the popcorn plants and karma flowers to see if they've replenished.
Yeah, especially after their excursion into farm race resulted in what we saw. They would have to find enough karma to get back to 5 to go into farm race again, and I think we all but concluded that farm race is probably not the place, seeing as he got disrespected by the birds.
Yeah.
Both figuratively and objectively given the bird by both the game and reality.
They only need 3 goals, if I know how to do math, to achieve majority. So they certainly could just focus on these easier ones and not spend too much time running all over the place. Karma flower, popcorn plant, pins, friend, all
Indeed.
Eminently possible for our players. As long as they don't
get
get got.
See, unless my eyes deceived me, Blue Jay is 6 out of 7 popcorn plants right now. And Rain is currently tracking down this Pink Lizard, if both of these runners are able to do their respective tasks, this will be a majority victory. And looks like Rain was able to
got the pin in the one wide pipe.
Very good.
Interesting situation.
Oh, and it was
to get out of the way.
I would
honestly, I would just go rest.
Yeah,
I would rest at the water place. There's a karma flower over there too. Just don't be spicy with it. Take the W's where you can.
They're trying to be spicy with it. That pipe is thoroughly clogged. I would definitely go.
Yeah,
around.
They need to call a plumber. By plumber, I mean an elite scavenger with an explosive.
Oh, Blue Jay has the goal. If both of them lock this in, which it seems like there's no real threats to stop them, this will be game.
Yeah, well, there'll be one off, but
oh, will they shelter in the same place? Oh, that's actually kind of cute. At the same time,
that is cute. Wait, does Blue Jay have 2 goals?
Yes. No. Well, Blue Jay has popcorn plants, and Rain has the pink lizards. Do they still need one more, or is that it?
That'd be one more because they'll be at 12. Unless one of them got karma flowers or friend.
Very nice.
All right.
Okay. It would have been a cinematic end, but unfortunately,
it would have been a very cute end. Maybe I think I think they also miscounted because they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. We're still playing the game. I believe Blue Jay will likely just get the finishing karma flowers. That there's been so many cycles now.
Slug to make it, I presume, to Outer Expanse, because I think they finally have made it out of filtration. I want them to rest out of their hell.
Damn,
their hell
I'm sorry.
state.
Did you just see Loris's green lizard just cause a shockwave as it fell down? That screen shook.
That the green lizard was possessed by the soul of a gourmand.
That is a scary thought.
Slug having an interesting situation with that lizard corpse. I think they were going backwards into it, which is a very pressured situation.
I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny to have a creature in Rainroll be able to crush you like Gourmand can, and then drill crabs exist, and then I'm happy.
Yeah, that's basically what they do.
I guess Blue Jay will now be checking Karma Flower locations yet again. Or Rain is actually going for that goal too. I wonder what their progress is on it. Let's see. Yep, Blurry Mess. I think 2 out of 7.
It's certainly some numbers. I'm hoping Slug can save. I assume the friend car might be where they're headed. I just want them to get a win. They got a goal, so I'm happy for that. But I want them to get another goal. I'm here to root for the underdog. Okay, I need blue team to just complete. Rain has a void pop. Look at the little goober, adorable.
Oh, I'm surprised we haven't seen a pup until now, especially when they went to high density pup places such as Shadow's Citadel. Fun fact, Shadow's Citadel is one of the more likely places for a pup to randomly spawn. The devs hate pups.
Just like, no, you're so close to a shelter. Where are you going?
To the shelter, but through this way? Does this actually connect?
No, it's a dead end. You have to go in through the other side.
Oh no.
Oh no, Slug.
I think
rest
they can still get there maybe, especially they can get there if they maybe decide to turn around. Come on. The brain doesn't immediately kill you, or I guess it will now. Okay.
Yeah, it was the slow and then instant downpour. Oh, they would have made it. Oh, that's so heartbreaking to see, because you have to go under from the left side of the tram car to be able to go in there, and they were just like half a screen away. They were just
Rain passing in place to do the play that you mentioned before, to just advance the cycle to get more karma flowers.
Yep.
Blue Jay
it's the smart move.
Got 3 out of 4 karma gates with the grub, so I imagine he just heads to garbage waste and finishes that one off.
Probably. Weird the Karma Flower right outside that shelter hadn't respawned. Ray might need to rest another. Got a low roll on advancement, perhaps.
Yeah, I believe Karma Flowers take around 5 to something cycles, and it's annoyingly vague how long it takes, because even Patches says, oh, it advances between 4 to 5 cycles, and I'm like, why is there a range? Why isn't it just a set number?
Why make thing easy if we can make thing complicated? Indeed. Oh, it looks like they're feeding their pup. Although the pup is playing with the squid.
They are.
Doesn't want to eat the bubble fruit.
Looks like the pup is quite excited. They were
pup seems to be doing their watcher impression because they accidentally starved the pup. But now it's back to its full voidy glory.
Is this the lore? Is Rain the is this parent of Watcher?
Yeah, maybe it is. Blue-Jai getting one more Karma'd flower as they rest in the drainage.
So, for Red Team's purpose, we have to see Loris be able to snipe these Karma flowers or the grub goal to be able to make a solid comeback in this game. And
yeah,
I have not been keeping super track of their progress on many things, but I believe that if they kind of rush around and grab a few things, they might still be able to get there, seeing as these goals have been pretty slow to get.
Yeah, it just ended up unfortunate that Slug got stuck in this loop, because the subterranean play was almost really good if they'd been able to get the flashbangs and the gooey ducks like seamlessly.
Ooh. Going to sub is interesting for Blue-Jai instead of heading to Garbage Race. I suppose this is closer.
Yeah, maybe. Nah, it's a pretty long. I mean, it's
about as close, I guess.
It's non-threatening. Now that you're this far in, like the only way you're gonna die is if you
by drowning. Yeah. Which can happen.
Yeah, it's the safe play for victory, which at this point I would say is the smart move, because you ain't won till you won. And we've seen some comebacks and upsets before, so it's good to not get too overconfident.
Loris is walking around with this grub on their hand. I have to wonder what is taking up their stomach slot for them to be having that in their head instead of their stomach.
Is transporting grub through a gate?
It can be in your stomach.
Is it like the same grub? I'm wondering if you have a grub in your stomach and a grub in hand, can you double progress it?
It has to be the same grub. It wouldn't double progress now.
Okay, okay. Otherwise, that would have been an interesting schmoove. Unless they're gonna try and feed the grub to something for friend, become friends with the vulture.
You cannot feed vulture grubs to lizards. They do not eat it. It's one of the weirder things that you'd figure that they would be able to eat it, considering that they eat hazer, but I suppose grub just tastes bad or something.
Well, they are vulture grubs. You know, they're made for vultures to eat.
Of course.
Slug, oh no! Oh no, the centipede's after him again! Slug, no, live! Live!
Run, crawl away. I believe Rain has 5 out of 7 Karma flowers.
Oh, Slug keeps throwing their spears away, but they're not close enough to actually hit the centipede. They might be mixed up as to where they are. This is not the way to the friend car. Oh no! Slug!
Use the cherry bombs to get away from
throwing everything you can grab.
In the meantime, Blue-Jai will be getting this last gate for the grub, which is very good. They're gonna immediately be able to shelter. Am I silly? What is happening? They don't have enough? 3 out of 4?
Did it not? Huh? No
Wait.
way. I swear they had 4.
What happened there? Did they go through? No. Wait,
Did they maybe
what?
die somewhere? And lose progress and not remember? Wait, because they went through farm arrays, but they died.
Oh,
So they lost the farm arrays progress.
No, but that I was looking pretty closely. They went through the gate and that didn't tick up. That
Rain
should
has
have
Karma
ticked
Flower
up.
anyway.
Rain has Karma Flower anyway.
Okay.
But that was definitely weird because I don't think the thing ticked up. But in any case, Rain locks in this Karma Flower goal, achieves majority. Big win for blue team. Very well played. A very even match throughout most of the match. Unfortunately, that just like Christ got kind of stuck in Subterranean, but Subterranean is known to be pretty daunting.
Yeah, it was a pretty back and forth for a good while. All of our players making different decisions on how to exit Pipe Yard, which made it very fun in how they kept swiping back and forth against each other. Every player, I think, had issues with Scavengers, except for Blue Jai. I think Blue Jai paid tribute to them and had the simplest option. But oh, what an interesting situation our players ran into.
I'm sure you're very much satisfied with the outcome of this match, this board fully being utilized to its extent. And shame that we didn't see Outer Expanse, but this was as close as it was to it.
Yeah, as close as it could be. I always feel bad with anyone gets stuck in a death loop, but I mean, it just it happens sometimes, and you hate to see it, but it's just is what it is. So blue team takes the win. We don't have any other scheduled games today. Our next games are tomorrow, about 20-ish hours from now. However, that calculates for y'all's local times.
That is indeed the case. Alternatively, it is 3 hours ago, 24 hours from there. Would be the
That sounds
time
like even
where
more
it
math.
starts. Don't worry about it. It's tomorrow. At around this time, more or less. We're a little further up than usual. But in any case, this will be Blue Jay and Rain making it to the bracket round. Very congratulations to them to be able to go and do that. But in any case, I believe that will be it for us.
Indeed. GG's and see y'all round.
Goodbye.